Okay, in this video, we're going to take a look at my most recent blog post here about using Google Forms and Sheets to track student intervention um, and more. So, we're going to focus on in this blog post. Again, some of you like to read what I write. Others need an actual demonstration. So, this is going to be the demonstration of all the information you can find in this blog post. So, in this blog post, I'm going to talk about how I use a Google form with student names already pre-populated in the form. The trick is, how do you get the student form names in there into the form without manually having to type each kid's name? Well, I'm going to be demonstrating a spreadsheet formula called concatenate, as you can see written right here. And you can use concatenate by downloading from the student data system where we work. It's Illuminate, and you're going to get something that looks similar to this right here, where you have a different column for student names, last names, and first names. So how do we combine them? We're going to use concatenate to combine them. Simple little form, or a simple little formula that will allow you to combine them with a comma and a space in between, to the point where all you have to do is copy and paste into your form. So I'm going to show you how I set that up um, um, here live in this video, just like I've shown you here with the screenshots on this blog post. So we're going to start here with the an actual sample of a spreadsheet. In this case, I'm using Google Sheets. So we have right here, these are all fake names here and stuff. So what I want to do, I want to combine the last name and first name together with a comma and a space after the comma before I get to the first name here. So in essence, I would like it to look something like this. So instead of having to type that over and over, how can I do this automatically and save myself some time? So I'm going to go ahead and delete that here. I'm going to use this empty cell here in column E. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use concatenate. So as detailed in the blog post, I'm going to show you how to do this. We'll start with an equal sign, and I want to put in the the last name here. So to get the last name Banner here, that's cell B2. So I'm going to type in here, and it's not case sensitive, B2, and then now I want to add after the last name, I want to put a comma. So I need to put an ampersand. Then I'm going to put a quotation mark, a comma, and then I need to add another quotation mark. And that's gonna, as you can see in the preview right here, the comma is put there. So now I want to put a space after the comma. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna put another ampersand. I'm gonna put another quotation mark. Hit the space bar once, quotation mark, and now after that space, I want to put the actual first name. In this case, is Bruce. So that will be cell C2. So I'm gonna put an ampersand C2. You can see in the preview, it's all set up there. And when I push enter, watch what happens. It's been done for me. So now all I have to do is type in that formula once. And again, it's not always going to be this exact same formula as you can see up here in my formula bar. It all depends on how it's set up on your form. So this is not one that you can just copy and paste, depending on how the data is displayed. So now, if I want to do this for all the kids in this pretend class, when I click on in here, you'll see the little blue box here in the bottom right corner of this cell which says Bruce Banner. If I click on it, I can drag it down and it will apply that rule, that formula to all of them. Watch what happens. Boom. It's done that for all of them. And now for this class period, all I have to do is simply select all these names here, and I'm going to copy it. So now what I want to do next is I want to put these names as something, make them clickable in a Google form. So let's go ahead here. Now that I have this copied in my clipboard, I'm going to leave it there for right now. So let's say that I'm teaching two classes here. So for period one here, I'm going to scroll down, and here's my period one, and I have the student names here. So all I have to do is come and click here, and I can paste. Watch what happens. All those names are in there for period one. So if let's pretend I've done this already for another class. Let's say I have a period two that I want to have available to me. So what I can do, I already have period one set up here. Like on this section, I can click duplicate section, Now, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this period 2. Come in here, and I'm gonna go ahead and just delete all these kids' names real quick. Doesn't take me that long. Almost done there. And I can go back here and repeat what I've done. If I've downloaded the names and done concatenate for my next class, so we'll just pretend like I've done that again. I copy, I come in here, okay, and I'm gonna then I can put in all the students' names for another class. So if you take a look here at the first question here in the first section here, what I wanted to do is when I click on period 1, it takes me to my period 1 students. Let's see here. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to come down here to this button here, the 3 little dots. I'm going to go to section-based answer, and I'm going to click on the one where I want this to go. There we go. There we go. And that's period 2. Let me make it line up here. Period 2. There we go. So now when I get to the very bottom here, I actually here's a sample of a form that I use. I collect the date and time when students meet with me for intervention. Whether if I always pre-invite them, so if they showed or no showed, I keep track of both, and then I give a little summary of the support provided for the student names here within each period. If I'm doing it this way, what I can also do, I can also make it a checkbox. So if I know that multiple kids come, I can check off their name. So that's another option that you can do. Let's go ahead. I'm gonna make these check boxes right here. Let's go ahead and take a look here. I'm gonna go ahead and preview this. So let's see what this looks like now. So let's say, all right, I have a record of kids who showed up in period 2. So I'm gonna go to our period 1 here. So I click on period 1. I click next. It takes me to my period 1 list here. So maybe these 3 kids here, they actually showed up. So I'm gonna click next. So I'm gonna put in the date, put in the time. We'll say that they actually showed up, and we'll say we reviewed scores on most recent assessment. And then I would click submit. And if let's say I had a bunch of kids who I invited who did not show up for period 1, I can go back here, click next. Maybe these students here did not show up, and that's going to be part of my record here. So I know which kids were only the kids who I invited. Let's say it's 11:15 a.m. There were no shows. And then I can leave this one blank because there was no show. And I'm going to now successfully keep track of my interactions with students in intervention. There's a variety of ways you can use this, but this is an intervention example. So if I come back to my form here, I go to responses. I can open the spreadsheet. Yep. It'll show me now on the spreadsheet, when I filled it out, put the students' names, whether they were show or no show, and I can have a good a record of the support provided. So this is a good way for record keeping. Again, there's a variety of ways in which you can use what we've done here in Google Sheets with Concatenate to get student names and rosters quickly, easily into Google Form. And there's just a variety of ways you can do it. So if you have any other ideas, like to share them with me, please do. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me at any time for support through email and or Google Hangouts.